This is a before and after shot of what an old antique like this looks like before you clean it up and after. Let me show you how you clean this wood up. Most of this old stuff was antiques were finished with shellac. Well, shellac is soluble in kerosene, not kerosene, alcohol. I don't know why I said kerosene. So you just put alcohol on the finish. It dries super fast. And that just picks that finish right up. Then once the piece is cleaned off and the old shellac has been removed, so the beauty of this is when you clean a piece with denatured alcohol like this, it leaves the stain, it leaves the wood undisturbed so that it's exactly the way it was when it was first made. Save the ravages of time, and then you just put some more shellac on it. Okay, this if I decide to replace veneer, which I'm pretty sure I will, this piece of veneer on this top drawer is still good, and I'll use this as a sample, as the kind of to try to match the veneer for the other drawers. Well, welcome to another edition of Memphis Monday. Today we're going to be trying our hand at fixing up this old early 20th century chest of drawers. Let me take it apart and give you a synopsis of what we got ourselves into. Well, I got this piece here done, stripped off the old finish, put some new shellac on it. Problem is, now I've changed my mind. I've got to change the veneers on all the drawers. They're all shot except this one, and this is a different kind of wood. I think I'm going to do the dresser in this color here, and I'm going to put oak veneers on the other drawers, and I want it this color. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to sand this down, put some of this Cabernet stain on this, and then go over to the dresser and see what it looks like. This is walnut. There on the piece over there, there's mahogany, an oak, and a whole mishmash of things. I'm just gonna use oak on the 4 drawers, and then this is the jewelry box drawer. But I'm gonna stain them the same thing. So let's put some of that stain on there and see what it looks like. Too lazy to clean rag. Yep. That's going to look good. Okay, let me put that jewelry drawer back together, and we'll go over and see what it's going to look like in the piece. Okay, I basically just cleaned it up a little bit, did a little sanding, repaired some veneer right over here. And I sanded down this and put that drawer back together, and kind of blends in. So then my plan is to make some oak veneers and cover the other drawers with oak veneers stained in the same color. Problem is, this is browner than this, so I think because this is walnut, what I think I'm going to do is stain this oak. I'm going to stain this is just a sample. I'll stain this oak kind of brown, let that soak in, sand it, and then try some of this cabaret color and see if I can better match that. This is the brownest stuff I got right here. Okay, that'll soak in. That'll soak in and turn that white oak brown, like walnut. See, now that's about the color of walnut right there. So I'll let that dry a little bit, and then I'll try some of this Cabernet on it and see if I can better match. Okay, it's only been a couple of minutes, but this is just an experiment to see how much that brown changes the color of this red. So if I need to let it sit longer, I can do that. Yeah, it's still awful red. Okay, let's take it over and take a look at it. Okay, here you can see how that brown toned down the red. And the beauty of it is I can wipe off some of the red or put more red on to get it just right. See the contrast, was the other red. See how much redder that is. And then this is the other one. Okay, so let me get to work. I got to make some I got to fix those other I got to fix those other drawers. I fixed that one, fixed the top, 4 more drawers, 3 sides, 4 feet. We're making some progress. Here's a little trick that becomes less and less valuable as time goes on, because people don't finish stuff much with shellac anymore. I could be wrong about that, but it doesn't seem like it. But shellac and these old finishes are soluble in alcohol. So when you come across a little detail like this, you can clean it by scrubbing it with alcohol. Just got to be careful. You don't put too much alcohol on it, because the glue that they use is also dissolvable. Okay, this might be controversial, so listen up. My philosophy is don't finish something, don't refinish something that's never been finished in the first place. Just like modern furniture, this old-timey antique stuff was built around the turn of the century till 1930 in factories with just regular guys in there working, and the only thing they cared about was what it looked like on the showroom floor. If it didn't show, it was never finished. Look at that drawer. Look at the inside. See that? See that stain line? Just goes in about 1/4 of an inch. Nothing is finished that doesn't show. That includes all the drawers. You can see the stain just barely drips over. It doesn't even cover the dovetails. We go to the back of the piece, which you might think maybe ought to show, but the back, totally unfinished. So what it does, if you, it's easy enough to do, just to go ahead and smear some stain in all those bare places, like on that drawer there. But what it would do is, if you finish all these places that ordinarily wouldn't be finished right out of the factory, it's going to identify this piece immediately as a piece that was refinished. So I'm sure there's people who disagree with me on that, but my feeling is, if you buy a 32 Roadster, you can either restore it to its original condition, and that's a restored car, or you can put a V8 in it with nitrous, and then you got a hot rod. So my philosophy is this is a restoration, not a hot rod. All right, let's get to work and knock off the chatter. I think this is funny. These drawers are lined with this aftermarket contact paper, and I've been trying alcohol, mineral spirits, and paint thinner, and everything else I can, trying to get them out, and nothing seemed to cut it. And so I try to use a little water, and it comes right up. Don't start with keep it simple. I even ran that first, the drawer bottom for that first shelf. I ran it through the planer to get it off. If I think it's so funny, how come I'm not laughing? Okay, I got that ugly contact paper out of all the drawers. Now I just need to sand down the inside a little bit and maybe put a little bit of light stain, but not much. Those were lightly stained, but no shellac was put in on them. One of the things you gotta be real careful with, I used water to soften that contact paper, but especially this old furniture is made with water-soluble glue. It's real hard, it's real sticky, works real good, but man, if it comes in contact with water, it gets soft real quick. The only saving grace is that once the water dries up, the glue gets hard again. And I didn't want to soften these joints because I don't plan on taking these drawers apart. And one of the primary reasons I don't is because the drawers are nailed with these little tacks every other dovetail. So this has got exposed dovetails here. And there's blind dovetails down at the bottom. Okay, next project will be to begin to take this old veneer off and put new veneer on. Another thing I wanted to cover was, I don't know if I covered the selection of this paint good enough. I don't want you to think that I just pulled this sort of red color out of the air. When you're restoring something, one of the things I like about restoring is that you don't have to come up with any new ideas. All you're trying to do is reproduce what was done before. And I got this red color from the oversplash on some of these unweathered areas. See that red color? It's all along there. Kind of red right along here. I believe that this was the original color. All right. Well, thanks for watching another episode of Memphis Monday. Got another fun restoration project here. We made a lot of progress today. I'm about ready to call it a day. Got that top drawer finished. I got the top here all stained and finished. I cleaned the whole piece up. I've done a lot of experiments with the veneer that I'm going to have to make for the fronts of the other 4 drawers. So we made a lot of progress, and you know, with any luck, we should wrap this project up along about next week. So make sure you comment, and I'll tell you what, see you next Monday.